So here we are at last. Quick ride on the Triumph Tiger 800. This is the XRT version, I believe. So it's got all the bells and whistles on it. Heated grips are on. I can actually feel them working. I don't know what setting we're on, number 2 I think the man said. I believe it's also got heated seats, tyre pressure monitors, all that sort of rubbish. We're in road mode. Oh god, look at this lot. We're in road mode. Let's get up here, we'll get some petrol in it and then we'll have a bit of a ride round. Right, Triumph Tiger XRT 800 at last. I've been hanging my nose over these for a long time. As you get older, you start to realise if you don't do things you want to do, you know, it'll be too late by the time you do it. So firstly, a big thank you to Webbs of Lincoln for letting me loose on their new bike. It's done 1200 miles, so it's seen a bit of use so far. So first off, it's quite tall, but I can't get my flat foot on the ground. The seat's on the highest setting at the moment, but it's not too big. It's quite comfortable. I wanted it on the high setting to start with, because I just think the seat looks better in its standard height position. Clutch is really nice. It's not as light as the slipper assist clutch that you have on the Scrambler and the small Bonnevilles and that, which is a very, very nice bike. However, this is also a very, very nice bike. I'm going to have a look in a minute, see how to turn these blooming heated grips off, because they're making my hands too warm, getting a bit sweaty. At least it's dry here. It's drizzling and horrible in Grantham, but it's dried up as we've got here. I like the speedo and the rev counter layout. Speeds is a figure, and the revs is a needle dial. There's a gear indicator telling me I'm in 4th, now in 3rd. Again, that brake's progressive but not overly bitey, if that makes any sort of sense. Handlebars have a funny sort of angle. The Harley I ride has got sort of high swept-back bars, which, yeah, sort of hanging in their tight riding position. The Bandit's got the medium sports on, so they're about the same height as standard, but they just sweep in a little bit more, take some of the weight off your wrists. These are much more squared on to the rider. Oh, I've got to slow down, I'm speeding. Right, we'll put a $5's worth of juice in. That's only fair. control, you've got heated seats, you've got heated grips, heated passenger seat as well. There's all sorts of modes on here, more things than you can shake a stick at, most of which for me are pretty irrelevant, but hey ho, they're there. You've got a clock top left hand side, you've got speed, the miles it's done there, you've got the speedo, there's a gear indicator. We're in whatever road mode I think we're in. It's fairly, can't really see it that well, it's pretty small, but the bike runs alright. I wouldn't know how to change the modes anyway, so goes around the corners nice. Whether you had a screen or not, because it's just, you know, it's a bit of a breezy day. There's no traffic about, so I'm just going to pull in here. Right, so there it is. Triumph Tiger XRT. Hopefully the camera's picking this up. It's a bit dirty, so somebody's been out playing on it. Yeah, it's got the frame on it. The new ones have a free pannier set. So how long that's on offer for, I'm not sure, but it's a nice looking bike. Crying out for a can. It's got a scent stand on it. It's a standard can. Well, that's actually got quite a nice gurgle to it. Very whistly sounding engine. It's a nice looking bike. Love the twin headlights with the spotlights on the front. Nice grille on the radiator. It says Tiger heated seat. Ah. Well, nothing is that cold. I think you've got to... You can't hear the exhaust note from the bike because of the whistling. Get on your own side of the road, woman.
Mile and a quarter to Market Raisin, 58 miles to Hull. Lincoln 17 mile, Harwich 336. This is one of 1,000 mile posts funded by the Royal Bank of Scotland to mark the creation of the National Cycle Network. Well, I often wondered what it was. Let's take a look. Don't know whether we can go get it all in from here. So now we know what it is. I don't know if this fella wants to overtake, I don't think so somehow. See you later.
good fun at point and squirt. Front brakes are pretty good, but there's a fair bit of dive on the front, so when you do use them, you know you've used them. Gearbox is sweet. It responds well to giving it a little bit more input. My two bikes, Harley and the Bandit, and the Triumph Scrambler I took out a little while ago, they're really nice for pootling around. This doesn't seem to have a lot of character until you start giving it some gas. Once you're giving it some gas, it comes alive. It sort of wants to be a sports bike, if that makes sense. It's how I would imagine. I know the parent bike to this was the Street Triple, if I remember right, and that's how I imagine the Street Triple to be. The 675 or whatever it was, this is bored or stroked out to 800, but the motor really wants to be revved. It's begging you to sort of get up and go with it. When I'm doing legal speed limits ish now, we're doing 4,500 RPM, there's no vibration, there's a fair bit of wind noise. How much of that is down to the weather and how much of it is down to the shape of the screen, I don't know. I'd probably be tempted to take the screen off and try it without. Let's see. If it's not doing you any good, then it's not worth having it on. The grips are quite narrow. I've got it on the first setting now and you can just feel it. It's just taking the edge off the cold. It's not particularly cold at the moment, it's probably 12 degrees, something like that. It's pretty sure-footed. this, you know, because it's deceptive. Sometimes you feel like you're knocking on a bit, and when you look down, you're not. Other times you don't realise it, but you are going a bit too fast. The concepts of speeds and awareness of your surroundings, I think you're going to have to be a bit more careful with. No doubt that comes with getting used to the bike. I mean, the old Bandit, I know pretty much what it's doing by the exhaust note. And the Harley as well, to a certain extent. You get to know what you're doing. Just simply by the exhaust note. But set them on somebody else's bike, I'm not going to risk damaging it. Oh, we're in fourth. 50 miles an hour. Gap. I'm not overstruck on. Found a way around it, but the throttle being so light, any movement off the road through the bike forks, you know, the undulations in the road and what have you, your throttle is actually moving, opening and closing a little bit all the time. And when I rode one of the old models of these, found that that was affecting the speed the bike was going at, because it was like lurching and what have you all the time. If you put your hand right up to the end of the grip, so you've got your index finger rubbing up against the body of the twist grip housing, then you can actually dampen that down a bit. So it's not an issue, but spend my money on one. Dilemma time. I don't know, is the answer. So I don't have to sleep on it. The style of the bike, love. Position, look, engine, the engine is, it's a peach of an engine, no two ways about it. It's got enough power low down for normal riding. It comes alive when you give it some stick. Sure, with a decent can it would sound great all the way through, whereas at the moment it only sounds good when you're giving it some, when you're ragging it. think for me, what lets the whole package down, especially given the, you know, the rider position, the layout of the bars, everything like that is fine, is character. Now the little scrambler wasn't as fast, wasn't as comfortable, wasn't as big, wasn't as roomy. I was a bit cramped on it. It was tall enough, but I just felt a bit cramped on it. This answers all them things, but it hasn't got the character of the twin engine. So do you have the twin engine, do you have a new scrambler for the character of the bike, the character of the engine? Or do you go for something like this, which does everything really well, is comfortable, I don't know the answer to that one. The seat's still fairly firm. This is the comfort gel seat, although it is the heated seat. Maybe I would find it better by putting the seat down. I don't know, but I don't know. I really don't know what to say. Is it worth 10 grand? That's what it comes down to. Who knows? Given this, you know, the Bandit is essentially the one that I wouldn't mind replacing. The Harley's going nowhere. The Bandit is a second bike. So if you spend 10 grand on replacing the Bandit, is that then a second bike, or is it this bike? I mean, the Harley's the number one bike. That's never going to change, because that's